What's up, everybody? How we doing? Hey, welcome to Cliff Notes. This is a real quick, I run down the top 12 guys in just each class, give you a little bit of a storyline on them. Nothing major. I don't do any deep breakdowns or anything like that, but it'll get you ready for the weekend. But before we do that, check out EBC Brakes. EBC Brakes is awesome. They've been a supporter of mine for quite a while. Check out EBC Brakes. Give them a follow on Instagram. CompleteRacingSolutions.com. Coach Rob, of course, Coach Rob's the man, smartest guy in the industry as far as training. He never asks you to do something without telling you why. And then if you need to stay healthy, check out Steel City Men's Clinic. Steel City Men's Clinic will run your blood and figure out what you need, if you need supplements, if you need exercise, if you're low on hormones. It's all about just staying healthy and staying in shape. And Steel City Men's Clinic will dial you in for sure. Hit them up. And then without further ado, guys, let's get into this.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
The track at Tampa is awesome. There's a guy on Instagram, Corey100. You might want to give him a follow. It's one of the track builders. He's always posting track stuff up. It's awesome. That's where I got the picture that I'm going to show of these whoops. 13 whoops this week, guys. And they have a little double with a run-in on them. And they're going to be able to skim these things. It's going to be interesting. 13 whoops is a lot of whoops. I think they're normally 10. Yeah, it's going to be, woo, hang on and pin it. Sand rhythm section. Yeah, the sand rhythm sections are crazy. It's a sand rhythm section to a U-turn, another U-turn, and then the finish line. So it could make for some exciting finishes. And then the other big thing about this race in Tampa is the rain. We're trying to avoid the rain. The rain is in Florida, here in an hour, gone in an hour, dumps whenever. I believe as of recording this, it's a 46% chance scattered showers on Saturday. Hopefully they can get out of it unscathed and have a non-mud race or normal race. But those are some of the things to watch. In the 450 class, Eli Tomac is continuing his season of dominance. He took a quick pause at the Triple Crown. The way I describe it is he's like a basketball player that hits turbo mode, you know, like when you're playing a video game and they go on fire. Well, he went off fire. Then they had that restart, and then he caught fire again. So Eli Tomac, he'll be hard to beat. I don't know how anyone can pick against him right now. Chase Sexton looks really tough. He says he's not fading. What I see on the track is something different. At San Diego, he seemed to catch up to Roxon and just not have anything at the end. Anaheim 1, he didn't have anything at the end. He says possibly he's taking it easy and not pushing when he used to just send it. Makes sense. He says he's not getting tired, but either way, he's not finishing strong. So however you want to call it, fading, not fading, finishing strong, whatever it is, that's what Sexton's doing right now. Cooper Webb is Cooper Webb. He had a bit of an off week last week. He didn't get on the podium. Look for him to be tough at Tampa. He's fast in the stadium and not far from his home. Almost all those guys home, except for like Anderson. He lives in California. Anderson, yeah, he had to have flashbacks last week of outdoor nationals just being in third all alone all the time, with Sexton and Tomac battling out front and just not having anything for them. I don't know if we're going to see much more out of Anderson. This track's going to bring a little different element with the way the sand plays out. So I don't know. Ken Roxon. Okay, it was funny, guys. I came off. I said I ate crow. The Suzuki's just as good. And what does he do? He tanks. Yeah, I'm not playing the stock market right now. But I don't think it's necessarily the bike. He has a history of having a setback as they go east. This is no different. Would he be better on the Firepower Honda? Possibly, but it's real close. They've done a lot of work on that Suzuki, and they've got it working pretty good. Justin Barcia. Barcia, he is what he is. If he's right there, he'll get a podium. If not, he's going to bang around and finish wherever. Aaron Plessinger. We saw some flashes out of Plessinger. Plessinger looked really good. Before they restarted, he looked like he was going to overtake Tomac for the lead. I mean, he got fourth. He was just out of the podium. So look for Plessinger to keep improving. Dylan Ferrandis, bad news there. He was knocked out for apparently several minutes before that restart. They got him up, put a neck brace on him. Rumor has it he's coming back at Oakland, which to me, that's lunacy. Lunacy. Sit out for 90 days, man. Like you just got knocked, you just slept on the track for minutes. If a fighter gets knocked out to where they're asleep like that, the commission sanctions them mandatory. I think it's a mandatory 30 or 90, one of those, but it's a mandatory. That would be like 14 days. No, don't do it. So hopefully he just takes the time, comes back. Let's be real. He's not going to win Supercross anyway. Outdoors where we kind of want to see if he can actually get it together. And they need him more for outdoors because I don't think Tomac's racing outdoors. So Adam Cincerillo, definitely getting better. He had some flashes of brilliance. He's gradually building that base. And then we got Savacci, still solid right there with those guys. Nichols. And then who had Joey Savacci and Colt Nichols ahead of Christian Craig after 4 rounds? I didn't. So it's disappointing to say the least to see a guy that rode so good last year to win the 250 championship and then to ride really good outdoors on the 450. I just expected more out of Christian. I don't know. They said they figured out something on the bike, but he's going to have to get better than that. Like you can't be the only guy in the truck and roll around and cruise to like 10th place. It's just not. While it's an amazing finish in a deep, deep field, it's just not what these factories want. If they've got one guy out there, they really expect more. And they expected more out of Christian, signing him to a 2-year deal. All right, guys. So now let's get into the 250s.
Bring your dream garage to life. Make it happen at Epic Garage. Visit our showroom for inspiration and realize just how epic your garage can be.
All right, the top guy heading into the second round of the 250 class is Hunter Lawrence. Hunter Lawrence looks impeccable on that bike. His style is literally perfect. It's absolutely perfect. If I want to teach someone how to ride, just look at Hunter Lawrence. That's your guy. Second place is surprising right now. The Firepower Honda of Max Anstey. And yes, I hear a bunch of rumors. They're protested that he's running a 280. I happened to talk to a team manager who started laughing when I asked him about the protest. And he said, honestly, everybody should be able to run 280s against the star bikes. Then it's even. His words, not mine. I'm not going to tell you it was. Jordan Smith looks like his speed is back. But with that speed is also the inconsistency. He went down in the sand. In his defense, he didn't look sketchy. The sand was gnarly. It bit so many people in Houston. There's a gnarly sand section this week. I don't know how I'll handle it. It's a straight line. It's not turning, but it's like a rhythm section. So it's going to change up a lot. And then this giant whoop pad of 13 whoops. Jordan Smith's pretty good. I look for him and some of the veterans to separate themselves from the rookies in the whoop section. Fourth place. Who got fourth place? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. What's his name? Hayden Deegan? Hayden Deegan. I'm just kidding, guys. You guys know. Listen, my comments channel, I have no problem with you telling me how you feel, telling me you disagree with my opinions. But if you guys are just going to call me names, I'm just going to block you. Like, that's it. I'm just going to block you if all you do is call names. You're welcome to call me out for what I say. What I said was, I didn't think he's ready. I still don't think he's ready. And I'll tell you why I don't think he was ready. I don't think he's ready because you can race into your 30s now, guys. Why would you rush a kid and risk him going out there and going over his head? I still stand by my decision. How will it end up? I don't know. I hope it ends up well for the kid. But I stand by my decision. I think you should have sat him out 1 year. Just let him race futures. That's what it's for. Build the hype even more and then come in and be a podium guy instead of freaking out over fourth place. And don't get me wrong, fourth place is awesome, especially for a rookie. But Ernesto Fonseca won his first race. Trey Kennard won his first race in championship. Brian Swink won his first race in championship. Ryan Dungey won his first race in championship. It's not all-time good. It's not. And that's what you guys freaked out on me for, saying he's going to be a good, solid pro and not an all-timer. Well, would you consider Dungey an all-timer? A lot of people do. Some people don't. He's like the Mendoza line. So you're telling me right now, while I say Hayden will probably have not as successful a career as Dungey, you're saying he'll have a more successful than Dungey. Jeremy Martin, he looked awesome. But he definitely looked like a guy who's shaking off the rust, coming off some serious injuries and a real close call a couple weeks before the first round. I think he'll get better, but I don't look for him to push real hard. I look for him to be right around fifth place. I think that's about what we're going to get out of Jeremy Martin this year indoors, and I think you're going to see him go for it outdoors. Michael Mosman. This one blew my mind. I don't know what's going on with Michael. I fully expected him to be a podium or winner or something really close to the top, and he just wasn't good. I don't know what he's going to do this weekend. He has to get it together. I don't think that team hired him to be 6th place and get beat by rookies. I just don't think that'll fly. I think he's got to figure something out, or I don't think he'll be with that team much longer. Tom Vial did awesome. He ran up there in 3rd, looked to have a podium on lock, and crashed in a turn. He ended up 7th, but Tom Vial showed us he can ride Supercross. The world champ can ride Supercross. He's pretty good. I don't know how he'll do with the Tampa round, because that 13 whoops that's the Achilles heel for these amateurs, is hitting those whoops just wide open. Let's see how him, Hayden, Chance, let's see who can do that, because I don't think they're going to break down as long as they don't get rain. I don't think these whoops are going to break down a ton, and I think you're going to have to skim them all night long, and it's going to be interesting to see how it works for the rookies. Cullen Park, much improved from last year, 9th place. He's tough on that Phoenix Honda. Chris Blos was riding for the Pro Circuit team. He needs to be better. Like, I know he's just off the couch and everything, but he's on a factory bike. He's never been on a factory bike. I really think Chris Blos, I think he can get up there and get that elusive podium, and I hope he does. Talon Hawkins, for a kid that was supposed to be racing futures that they bumped up because of somebody was injured, he looked pretty good. I mean, not as good for the Deegan fans, not as good as Deegan, but he looked solid. And I think he can improve off of that. All right, guys, remember, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.